I mean, it's so big in here, I can just chill. Like, who needs a house when you have a car this big? So, I'll see you guys in half an hour. Hello guys, Bobby Drives here. So today, I've got a 2017 plate, Range Rover Sport. It's a dynamic autobiography spec, so it means it's got pretty much all of the extras. And we're gonna go around, check out the car from the inside, the outside, the engine specs, and just get to know the car a little bit more. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Do hit the bell notification button for new videos, and don't forget to follow me at Bobby Drives. Now, this being the autobiography version does mean it comes with a few more extras than a standard range. To start with, you get a panoramic glass roof, you've got the Meridian sound upgrade system inside, you've got 360-degree cameras, so parking this car is absolutely really easy. It's a doddle. It is an optional extra, but it does have the rear entertainment setup, which means there's TVs in the back of the headrest. There's loads of extras I'm forgetting. Oh, you get illuminated side door steps, four-way zone, climate control. Oh, and another thing I really like is the winged headrests. Now, when I'm driving later, I'll show you that inside. This car does also come with a stealth pack. And what the stealth pack is, anywhere where you see like the Range Rover logos, they're like a matte black effect. You have got the 22-inch black alloy wheels. There's no chrome around the window frame, so it's basically blacked out. Towards the front, on the bonnet, the grills are a matte finish, same as the side vents, and also the front grille. It's all of a matte effect. And this is the grille here. So as you can see, it's like a matte black finish. It's not really shiny at all. The Range Rover logo is also for matte finish, not shiny as it would be in normal specs. Down here you've got your parking sensors. Your lights are really futuristic, so you've got a daytime running beam which goes around here. These are xenons, they do light the road really well. What's quite nice, they can actually light up the road up to 500 meters in the dark, so great visibility at night. Even your fog lights are also LED as well. Moving on to the alloys, so they are 22-inch in size. They are the turbine design alloy wheels, which I think are lovely. And I love how they're sprayed black. Again, it goes with the whole stealthness of this car. You do have red brake calipers, which are Brembos, and again, just having a little bit of red accent on the whole blackness of this car makes it look a little bit more sporty. Moving on to the rear, so you do have two exhausts, and the good news is they actually are real. They do pump out the fumes. They're not like a fake cap, so I'm really happy about that. Again, you have your parking sensors. That's your camera for when you reverse parking. We can open up the boot, just squeeze it and it opens up. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the tailgate that you would get in a Range Rover Vogue. And that's basically the boot split into two, so I can bring the rail tailgate down. It's great for sitting on and maybe reading a book. But this one doesn't have it. This one's just basically a full boot lid which opens up. Whilst I'm down here, I'm going to press this button, and you'll see I've got an automatic tow bar which comes right out. I think that's absolutely brilliant. It does take a while, but at least you don't have to stick it out constantly. Another thing I should mention, if you guys like this car, this particular one is actually on sale right now. It's on Auto Trader. I'll put the link in my description below so you can click on there and check out all the specs. But yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. Stay tuned to the end so I can tell you what the miles are, how many owners it's got, and most importantly, what the price is. There's quite a few engine variations in this. Starting with the lowest is the SD4, which is just come in. It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel. This one is a 3-litre 6-cylinder turbo diesel. You can get a V8, you can even get a V8 hybrid plug-in. Oh, to mention on the plug-in, you can actually get up to 31 miles just driving on electric only. Then you can go for the big daddy, which is the SVR, which is a 5-litre V8 supercharged. It's got 525 brake horsepower, and you get your 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds. But let's go back to talking about this one. So this one being the SD V6, it's a V6 engine. It produces 302 brake horsepower, 516 pounds of torque, meaning this 2.5 ton car will get you 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds. That's really nippy in one of these sort of cars. Top speed is 130 miles per hour. The best thing about it, miles per gallon combined, you'll still get around 40. The way I drive it, it's been around 35 currently, but I'm still really happy with that, being the size that this car is. Another cool safety feature, if you can see that orange dot in the wing mirror, what that basically means is if you're about to open up your driver's door or passenger door, whichever door it is, you'll see this orange light which comes up in your wing mirror to basically show that someone's in your blind spot, whether it's a pedestrian or a cyclist. So I think that's really cool. The door seals are illuminated. They do say Range Rover in between. It's a bit bright so you can't really see right now, but it's a really nice feature when you enter the car. So guys, let's have a look from the inside of the car. I absolutely love it. First thing I'd say is this ivory white leather. It's just so beautiful, so soft. So this is actually an extra in the autobiography. So this is made out of semi-aniline leather, which basically means it's softer to the touch. It hasn't just been coated with a colour, it's been dipped dye, so it'll last forever. But yeah, super comfortable. It's another extra. I can pull up my headrest, a bit like a plane. Now I can sleep left and right. Maybe it's not good as for the driver, but for the passengers, this is absolutely brilliant. Really like that feature. The interior inside, you've got this sort of carbon fibre effect which goes all the way throughout. The whole dashboard is made out of leather. Everything that you touch is just made out of quality. It's really soft, just almost bespoke it feels like. Steering wheel's absolutely gorgeous. I like it that it's not too thick, it's nice and thin. You've got all your buttons here to control your infotainment screen, the instrument cluster that I've got in front of you. There's one button that I really like, and it's to make my steering wheel heated. I can press one button here and now my steering wheel becomes nice and hot. Great for the winter mornings. So let's now have a look at the infotainment screen. So this car being 2017, it's had a full upgrade in terms of my instrument cluster and my infotainment screen. So no longer is that 8-inch screen, it's now a 10-inch screen. It's all touchscreen as well. What's really good, I can like pinch it with my fingers, I can open it up, I can go to my telephone calls, my media player, and my satellite navigation. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Apple Play or CarPlay, so I can't connect my phone to it that easily. I can go and press the camera button, which will give me a view of the camera to the rear and a bird's eye view of the whole car. For some reason, it's not showing it right now, but when you are parking, there is a bird's eye view of this car, so it makes it incredibly easy to park. I can hit the home button and go through all my other options. One cool thing is you actually have an option to click on web browser. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't have the Wi-Fi hotspot. A lot of these cars do, so they'll pick up Wi-Fi whenever they're near one, which is really cool. I can also go and click Rare Media. So part of the autobiography, you can have an optional extra, which is the Rare Entertainment package. Meaning I've got two 10-inch screens behind each of these headrests. I've got USB charging points, I've got a HDMI cable charging point at the back. So if you've got children or even adults, in fact, in the back, they'll have enough to keep them entertained. I can also click on ambient lighting, and when I do that, I've got a choice of 10 colours which range from purple, green, blue, red, yellow, which is really nice, and it just gives that really nice feeling when you're driving in evenings. There's another button here which is called valet mode. So if I click onto valet mode, what it does, it minimizes the screen so you can only have like a few functions to use. It means that the valet driver can't mess about with all my settings. It locks the glove box, so it takes the car back to its most basic features, so the valet people can't mess around with it. As part of the autobiography spec, these seats are also electrically adjustable by 22 ways. Yeah, 22 ways. Back, forward, up, down, left and right, I don't know. Another cool thing is they are heated seats as well as air conditioned seats, so that's only an extra in the autobiography edition. The good thing is the rear seats are heated as standard, so your rear passengers will be really happy with that. In the middle of the center console, you do have all of your buttons for your climate control. What's really nice, just at the top you do have a place to put your CDs in. Not many people notice that's actually a CD player. Coming down to the climate controls, I really like these dials. They're so simple to use. So you can go left and right to control the temperature. The middle will control the fan speed, and it's just brilliant. It's not hidden in some sort of screen, it's just there, very easy to control. I can hit the seats button, which will then take me to my heating configurations. And if you want to get to your heated seats without having to go through all of the infotainment screen, just press your temperature button in, and then you can scroll right and it'll put your heating on. At the same time, I can scroll left and I can put my air conditioning on. How cool is that? That's one of my Favourite features of this car. Moving on to its new 12.3-inch digital display screen. It's absolutely brilliant. It's got my rev counter, it's got my speedometer. I can click on mode and I can click full screen map. And what it does, it actually brings my sat-nav screen right in front of me. So I don't even have to look at my infotainment screen. Sat-nav's right ahead of me. There's enough storage in this car. Just underneath the climate control, you've got like a little area where I suppose you could put your mobile phone. You can slide this open and you've got 2 cup holders. What's really nice, if you lift up the center armrest, you've got your USB charging points, you've got a place to put your SIM card, you've got a cigarette lighter. The cool thing is there's a lid here. Now if I lift up this lid, right underneath it, I've got a cooled fridge that can take up to 1.5 litres worth of water. There's a switcher to turn it on, and I've actually got a fridge in this car. Another thing to point out, I love how Range Rover have kept this little space here so it doesn't catch onto all your iPhone wires or bits and bobs hanging out, which is really good. The gearbox is an 8-speed ZF gearbox, so it's really responsive. It is connected to the paddle shifts on the steering wheel, so you've got minus and plus, and they are quite responsive. I really do like them. Moving further down, you have all your buttons to control your off-road capabilities, whether you're on the road or snow or gravel or rain, whatever it is. The good thing is this car does have terrain response 2 system, so I can actually press this knob down and it will put it into auto function, meaning the car will adjust the steering wheel, the brakes, the suspension all by itself depending on what surface it is, and I don't have to do anything. It does it all itself. Just after that, I've got more other options. I can raise this car, I can lower it depending if I'm going over a big pothole. I've also got the stop start button, which is the eco mode, so it turns the car off when I'm in traffic or I'm idling, which is really good. What's really cool, this car has adaptive cruise control, meaning it will pick up the speed of the car ahead of me and it will speed up or slow down as how they are, and it just keeps it a little bit safe. The good thing is that also applies to off-road. I've got adaptive cruise control for off-road systems. So if I'm off-road, I don't have to actually touch the acceleration or the brakes. The car will do it all itself. It'll know how much power to give or how much brake to give. Second thing I like, you got a downward decline button. And what that does, say if you're going on a really steep hill downwards, you don't have to play around with hitting the brakes. Just let go, the car does it all for you. It will brake for you. The car will basically know how much it can give before it starts wheel spinning or starts slipping away. So press that button, go down a hill, and it'll do it all for you. Also, what's really cool, if I press the low gear ratio button, the dials on my digital display slightly turn towards each other. So then you know you are in a different mode. If I press it again, the dials now face me as normal. I might have mentioned this already, you do have the upgraded Meridian sound system in this car and it absolutely thumps, really good. I love the glove box. I've just got to press this button here and it releases the glove box really nicely, which moves me onto the storage. As I mentioned already, you've got quite a bit of storage in here and a fridge. You've got the glove box, you've got big side door bins. They take about a litre and a half worth of water. The annoying thing is the gap's a bit small, so I can't really get in. If I want to get my bottle out, I'll have to open up the door, get my bottle and drink it. Well, if you're on a motorway, you can't really be doing that. So that's a little bit of a design fault just there. I have mentioned already that you do have a panoramic glass sunroof. It lets in so much light, which I really like. And also the interior lining, this is just like a suede material all on the headline, and it makes it feel really luxurious. This whole car is luxury. I've been in quite a few other 4x4s, and yes, other 4x4s might have a better infotainment screen or a gearbox, but nothing really touches the luxuriousness of this interior. Now if it gets too hot in the summer, you can actually close the panoramic because it does have a blind. So if I press this button, it basically blocks the glass so it doesn't let any sun in, which is really good. And there you go. Now this car can go into water up to 85 centimeters. That's almost a meter. It's got sensors all around the car and in the door handle, so it will tell you when the water level is creeping up. Right guys, let's jump into the back. And here we are. So guys, in the back of the car, loads of space. I mean, I'm a 5'10" driver, so I've done my seats out and I've got loads of space there in my knees. Forget about the height, I've got loads and loads of space, so there's no problems with that. You can actually fit 3 people in here quite comfortably. If the third person isn't here, you can pull the armrest down. In here you have 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage. I don't really know what it's for. It's not wide enough to hold your phone, so just a bit of storage in there. but on a long drive this is quite nice to have. But as I mentioned before, this does have the rear entertainment package, and if you can see in the head screens, in the headrest, you do have two 10.2 inch screens which are controlled by the front. Moving down to the middle, you do have your own climate control for the rear. They actually do have their own heated seats, which is brilliant. But as I mentioned, you do have your USB charging points, 2 HDMIs and a 12-volt charging socket, which is really nice. Another good thing is, in the middle, there's not like a huge hump. There's a slight little hump, but if I was to be the middle passenger, I wouldn't complain. I still have enough space. My feet are comfortable. The middle cockpit has been designed so this bit goes in a bit, so I can actually put my feet underneath it. So really good. One thing I can feel when I'm in the back of the car, that it's definitely tinted. In here, it feels like it's really private. No one can look in. It's dark, but yet light because of the interior and the glass sunroof. Really nice combination. This also has another extra. This car actually has 2 extra seats in the rear. That's right, this is actually a 7-seater car. So it is an optional extra. Not all cars do have them. They're not the biggest. So for children, you could probably put them back here, but adults will find it really tight. It does limit the boot space, obviously, because it takes that space up. But let's show you that. So guys, before I show you the seats, I thought I'd tell you the capacity. So this currently has, as it stands, over 650 litres. If you did push the seats down, it goes over 1750 litres, so it's massive. The good thing is, to get these seats up, you've got an electronic pad here, so it does it all for you. So if I press these 2 buttons,
now we might have to wait a while. I might pull this up.
That's my rear seats. I've also just pulled up the headrests, so let me just quickly show you from the other side what it looks like. So there's your normal seating, and back there you have 2 more seats, but which are really tiny. So like I said, for children, yes, it's great. For adults, you are going to struggle. Now reverse, let's take the seats back down.
There you go.
Now, that middle row, it's not electric, so if I want to take those seats down, I'll have to do it manually by running into the back. Just the other side. And that's the boot. It's quite big. Like I said, 1761 litres to be precise. It can go a little bit more flat, but it's almost straight in. The nice thing is there's no lip here, so if you're taking heavy items in or out, it's very easy. Now underneath this, you normally have your spare tyre, but because you have the 2 rear seats or extra seats, you don't have it. So if I lift this up, I basically have just my tow bar and some pressure system if my tyres go flat. You also do get a 12-volt charging point here. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have the 3-pin like our UK plugs at home. Some of these cars, you can actually bring your Hoover in here, plug it in, and give it a real deep Hoover. But unfortunately, this one doesn't have it. I mean, it's so big in here, I can just chill. Like, who needs a house when you have a car this big? So, I'll see you guys in half an hour. Another thing which is really annoying, Range Rover hasn't thought about where we can store this if we need to remove it. So, when it's not in use, it's just got to be left like that. And I don't think that's the best way. Lastly, I can press this button up here, and the boot closes electrically. Guys, another thing I forgot to mention, so you do have keyless entry with this car. As long as this key is in your pocket, you can walk up to the door, grab the handle, it will unlock. Obviously right now the car's on and it is unlocked, but just showing you, it has got keyless entry. So guys, let's now take this for a drive. First impressions is, it's just absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm the king of the road. I set really high, but the good thing is, this being the sports version, it's not like I'm on top of the steering wheel as you would feel in the normal Range Rover Vogue or other 4x4s. I've still got quite a nice sporty sort of feel, and I'm in the dashboard as opposed to above it, but I still feel like I'm king of the road. And it's quite nice when I drive next to people, I can actually look into their windows and see what they're actually doing or what they're getting up to. So first impressions, absolutely lovely. The car's warning me that I'm not braking even though I'm about to brake, but yeah, good safety feature. Talking about the interior, like I said, it's full of luxury. Everywhere you touch, it's just leather and it's soft. I really like this armrest. It actually feels like I'm sitting at home. I can imagine this car on motorways is where it really shows its true self. Now I'm going to give it kick down and let's just feel the power. Oh yeah, it delivers it really smoothly. This does have 516 pounds of torque, so it's got a low end grunt which get you pushing. Brake horsepower is 302, and like I said, it'll get you 0 to 60 under 7 seconds, 6.8 seconds. And for a 2.5 ton car, that's a lot of speed. Top speed as well is 130 miles an hour. This does have air suspension. On all of the ranges, it does come as standard, bar the SD4, which is the 2-litre entry-level car. But having air suspension, it just takes all of the bumps in its strides. Admittedly, a few of the smaller bumps and cracks on the road, it does wobble a little bit, but if you're going to have a massive pothole, it makes mince out of it, and it just goes right all over it. And also sitting on 22-inch alloy wheels, it just absorbs the road really well. Don't feel that I'm driving on really 22-inch alloys. Another thing I really like about this car, you know that you're safe. So maybe for a family, you've got children and they want to feel that a little bit more safer, having a car like this is absolutely brilliant. You are tall off the road and you sit quite high up, so yeah, I think that's a real nice benefit. I certainly feel really safe in this car. So I did just do a Mercedes Geely 300, and the more I'm driving 4x4s, the more I'm thinking about, should I get a 4x4? Because let's face it, I've got all of the storage that I need in the back. If I want to go on a long trip and I've got a few friends I want to take with me, I can accommodate them. It's relatively good on fuel and it's got the looks. This car's a really good, pretty looking car from outside. Now, being a Range Rover are possibly the best at making 4x4s. I actually watched Top Gear and I found out the camera cars which would track the supercars were all recorded from a Range Rover. So if they did get stuck in snow or ice, those cars would really get out. This does have all the other safety features like stability control, ABS. It's got a lane departure system, so if you are going over people's lanes, that's really good. It will vibrate the steering wheel and make a noise to say, hey, you need to wake up. Another thing I like, so if you are going over a big hump or a big pothole, you can actually raise the suspension or lower the suspension. That also works. So when you unlock the car and you're getting people into the car itself will actually lower itself, so it makes it easier for people to get in and get back out. Same with the boot. If you've got heavy items that you want to load into the car or unload, you can lower the car, meaning it'll make it easier to take the stuff in and out. So guys, that brings us to the end of my review. I hope you really like this car. I think being all black with that white ivory leather and the black 22-inch wheels, it's just totally badass. The presence that it gives on the road, it means business. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the best cars I've reviewed on my channel so far, and I can't wait till one day I actually own one of these. But like I said, this particular car is for sale. A few specs about it. It's got 2 owners. It's got 26,000 miles on the clock. Full service history by Land Rover. Recently, Land Rover, well, the owner did give this car to Land Rover, and they've done a Guard X protection on it, which means it protects all of this paintwork, all of the interior, and yeah, that's about £600 itself. So if you are interested in this car, let me know. The link will be in my description below. And drums roll, the price is £48,500. Bear in mind, these cars are standard would start at £62,000. This particular one, with all its extras and being an autobiography, it's about £85,000. So to pick this up 2 years later for £48,500, and it's only got 26,000 miles on the clock, I think it's a real bargain. So guys, hit me up if you are interested. But that is the end of my review. I hope you really liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. Hit the bell notification button for new videos. Smash the likes button if you liked it. And don't forget to follow me at Bobby Drives. See you later.